Well, I think the magic of on form is really to do with the relationship between the sculpture on the one hand and the surroundings on the other. Because so often when you go to museums or galleries and you see sculpture, however great it might be, and it might even be a Michelangelo, it's very often displayed in a way that doesn't actually help the work of art. And I think when you come down here, the revelation quite often when you're wandering through, and it's very much an experience to roam around in, the revelation very often consists of the dialogue actually between the work of art and the location. I mean, one of the marvelous things about this place is the sheer variety, because as you move through, you realize that at one moment you're in a huge meadow leading down to a river, and the next minute you're in a very secluded location, quite dark compared to the meadow you've just been in. And so the sculpture actually reacts in very different ways to that, so that when you're down by the river, you can see these carvings and they're sitting there, almost inviting you to place yourself on them and contemplate the water that's flowing past, the foliage which is beside you, the sky, the clouds. In fact, one of the sculpture actually is about clouds, so it's inviting you to look right up. And there are so many different ways in which you can comprehend what's actually going on in the artist's mind. And another thing about having sculpture outdoors is that it reminds you time and again of the material that the sculptor has used, and the fact that very often that material comes from the ground that you're standing in, that it's been excavated, that it's been discovered. And so that whole relationship between the sculptor's imagination and the material that the sculptor is using comes very much to the fore when you're looking at the exhibition as a whole.